Hi everyone, welcome to the second part of this ASP.NET Core tutorial. Today we're going to walk through the second part, which is to add a model to the Razor Pages app that we created last time. To be more specific in this action, we're going to add a few classes to manage movies, this database table. These classes are going to be used with Entity Framework Call, abbreviation EF Call, to work with the database. EF Call is an object-relational mapping ORM framework that simplifies data access code. With all of that said, let's dive into the actual code. First off, we need to create a folder. Let's click the root project. By the way, this is the project that we created last time. If you missed the first tutorial, definitely go back to part 1 of the tutorial. Then you will have this project in your Visual Studio. Let's click Razor Pages Movie, the root folder. Let's click Add. Add a new folder. We're going to name this folder to be Models with M in cap. Then let's create a class. Inside this models folder is going to be movies. Leave it as empty C# class, new. Then what we're going to do is to copy the content of this C# class from the tutorial, replace it. Then let's quickly go through this class. What this class contains is, for example, there is an field called ID. This ID field is required by the database because it's going to be functioning as a primary key for this database table. And then we also have data type date, which means this attribute is going to be of date type. But the user is not required to enter time information in the date field, and only the date is going to be displayed without time information. So this is the first class that we created under models folder. We're going to create another class. We'll call it Razor Pages Movie Context. New C# class. For this class, we're also going to copy whatever we have here, replace it here. And we can quickly go through this class as well. There is a db set. This db set property is for the entity set. And in entity framework terminology, an entity set typically corresponds to a database table. And an entity, in this case, for example, movie, usually corresponds to a row in the table. Clear as that. As simple as clear as that. Very easy, straightforward. And then we'll continue to add a database connection string. We're going to open app-settings.json, which the file that we previously inspected in our previous tutorial. In this file, what we're going to add is this part, connection strings. Oops. Apparently I did something. I just went back to a blank folder. That's not what I want. Okay, let's get back. We're going to we copied this connection strings movie context into app settings.json. After that, we're going to run 3 commands, which is basically to allow .NET core CLI command to generate the SQLite, which is the database, and code generation design, which is something that we need in order to run this web app with the database. We just copied the 3 commands all together. Let's run this. While this one is running, we can continue through the tutorial. Our next step is, remember, we have a startup.cs file already from our last tutorial. So we're just going to open this up. And it's asking us to add these 2 using statements at the top of the file. Here, start up, And then also, the reason we're adding these two is because we're going to add a statement, which is this one. In configure services, in this method, in configure services, in startup.cs. Let's add them here. Okay, added. Let's take a look at our terminal. It should be done. Where's our terminal? Okay, all of these three commands are finished. Let's come back to this tutorial. Now we need to build the project to make sure there are no compilation errors. Let's see. .NET build. Should be pretty quick. Restoring a bunch of files. Okay, no compilation error. That's nice. After this, we need to start scaffolding the movie model. There are still a bunch of commands that we need to run. We'll just quickly go through that. This copy. Terminal is here. And okay, already installed. Nice. And another one, which is, let's just copy it here and run it. What this command does, this is a relatively longer command. What this one does is generating a bunch of files for us. So it says it's going to generate pages, movies, CRUD operations, create, delete, details, edit, and index pages. And also it will create this file. At the same time, it's going to update startup.cs. Okay, let's see if that command finishes. Where's our terminal? Okay, so it finished. So it, as the tutorial said, it does create all of these: create, edit, details, delete, and index pages. As we said in the last tutorial, it's always a pair: a CS HTML page along with a cs.html.cs page. Okay, now let's go to our Visual Studio. Let's see. Okay, nice, pages. So you remember, since last time we have this pages folder, but all we have in this folder is shared and all of these root directory files. But now we have a movies folder after we run that command. And this is exactly as what we saw from our terminal. It has created all of these pages, right? Pages/movie/create, pages/movie/edit, details, delete, and index. We can also see all of them here in our Visual Studio, in our IDE. Nice. Okay, let's continue back to our tutorial, which is we need to run these two commands to finish the migration. Let's copy this commands, go back here and run these two commands. While these commands are running, let's see. These commands is going to first initiate the database creation process, and then it's going to update the process to pick up all of the changes. Oops, there's a SQLite error. Oh, okay, because this is I'm running this as a second time because previously I created this table, but that's fine for the purpose of this tutorial. So we should have already everything be ready. Oh, the other thing that I'd like to point out is when we run this command, we run two commands. The database add initial create command. What this command does is that it's actually running initial create.cs. It's actually running this up method. This method is running through this section, this code snippet. It's going to create it. Apparently you can tell this is SQL statement. It's creating this table. Because I have this table created, so it's throwing this error, but which is totally making sense, and that's fine. Okay, let's see what else do we have. So now we can test this app. Nice. Now let's .NET run. We run this command many times in the last tutorial as well. Okay, now it says we have this web app running on the same localhost, the same pod. Now let's go there and take a look. Localhost 5001. Now this is exactly the same as last time, but we have movies. Oh, nice. Okay, so since this is the second time I'm doing this tutorial, so I have one entry here created. But if this is the first time you do this, you should see this is a completely empty page. For the purpose of demo, we can just go ahead and create a new one. Let's see, title, movie ABC. Release date, we can just call it today, which is May 5th, 2016. I think there's going to be a 0. Genre, let's say it's Western. Price is 2.19. Let's click create. What this does is it's inserting a new record into our SQLite database. Of course, we can click add it. Say we change genre from Western to be Eastern. Let's click save. Boom, now it's Eastern. You can also click details to see more details. This is exactly what we typed in, right? And then back to list. This is all we have. How awesome is that? Very simple and cool and straightforward to follow. Well, this is the second part of this tutorial, add a model. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, please leave me a comment. Please leave me a comment below. I'll be really excited to hear anything, any feedback from you guys. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That means a lot to us. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.